Okay, I've been doing this for I don't know how many years now. Old channel, new channel, whatever. This is what I base my channel around. I know I do. I try and focus more on the lower budgeted horror movies to let you guys know if they're good or bad. And it's always hit and miss. Again, this is just my opinion. Some movies I love that you guys hate, and other movies that I can't fucking stand, and some of you love them. You're not going to hit the nail on the head every time. But I'm telling you right now, it's movies like this, which is why I fucking love doing this channel. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So we're talking about the movie called Deadlocked tonight. Now, it doesn't come out until January. I think it goes on Amazon Prime. But I just want to read you something very quickly, okay? When I got this movie sent to me by one of my subscribers, again, I don't ask where you guys get these movies ahead of time. I didn't get a screener copy. I don't know these guys anything, but I'm going to talk about their flick anyways. But I got a copy emailed to me from a subscriber. And he was saying, can you check this movie out and, let me know your thoughts on it and blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. So I never heard it before, okay? All I knew was it takes place in an elevator with a group of people, okay? And immediately the movie that comes to mind is a movie that I did a review for a while ago. It's the 2017 Italian zombie movie called The End, which I didn't have high hopes for, and I ended up fucking loving it. So I'm not okay. I'll give this one a shot. But I went over to I tried to find the trailer for it, and I did. And it's on the Moon Tropics YouTube channel. But at the very bottom of it, now I did watch the trailer, and I'm going to talk about the movie because I watched it shortly after. I just wanted to see, because sometimes you get movies sent to you, and they're so abysmally terrible. Is abysmally even a fucking word? Anyways, they're just so terrible that I don't even want to waste my time on. I know you guys like my rant videos, but I don't know. I just watched the trailer for this flick. But at the very bottom, there's a little message from the director, Josh Bailey. And it says this. This is a feature film I was brought onto by a producer to direct in 2016, and it's finally getting released. It was truly a DIY project, which means do it yourself, with a next to nothing budget, with everyone working for nothing. Building sets from scrap and so much more. I made a ton of mistakes along the way, but it was a huge learning experience for me, and I am eternally grateful for all the hard work of the cast and crew of this film. Okay, so I read that, and I had two things come to mind. First of all, I thought, good for these guys, but this movie's going to be a pile of shit. Because they even say it was made like for next to no money. The cast is building sets and then shooting it, and I'm thinking, holy fuck, what am I getting myself into? But then I watched the trailer, and I thought, okay, maybe we have a Cosmos here, you know what I mean, where it was made on a zero budget, but it's just a fucking fantastic movie. I don't know what the budget for this movie was, but he's clearly saying it was, basically what he's saying is, we did our best with what we had, so don't rag on our movie too much. That's what I'm getting. So anyways, I sat down and watched it, and I'll tell you something. I really, honestly did like this movie. I don't know these guys anything. I didn't get a copy of the movie sent to me by them. Again, it was one of my subscribers who actually sends me a lot of movies. And man, oh man, this is a good fucking movie. Now, anytime you have a movie, and there's not a ton of them, but anytime you have like a horror movie that takes place in an elevator, I mean, you better have some good fucking story to go along with it. I mean, M. Night Shyamalan's produced the movie called The Devil, which takes place in an elevator for the majority of that movie, and that movie is fucking killer. If you haven't seen that one yet, make sure you go fucking watch The Devil. But The End, which is an Italian zombie movie, I didn't have any high hopes for that movie, and it was more or less, 90% of it took place in this elevator, and it more or less starred one guy, and I fucking thought it was fantastic. Now, mind you, I could just tell that movie had more budget than this one did, but you know what? This movie is fucking good. It really is. Considering no money, really, I mean, just up and coming actors. It's Nick Campa plays Connor. He's the police officer. Taylor Toons is Olivia. I think she was in The Green Room. And then Kyle English is Mason, and he's kind of like he's the thief that Nick Champ's character, or Champa, sorry, his character, the cop, Connor, has arrested, and he's taking him out of this apartment building. So they go in the elevator, right? And I think there's five people in there. There's Connor and Mason and Olivia and another woman, and I think somebody else. Anyways, while they're in the elevator going down, it stops, and it's right at the same time that this outbreak takes place. So that's the first act. You know what I mean? We kind of learn through Connor talking on his police radio, you know, with the other cops, trying to get him out of the elevator, that they have to respond to other, you know, rioting incidences that are going on at this exact time. You know, they think it's riots, but, you know, we as the audience viewing it know what's happening. It's the beginning of a zombie outbreak. And that's what this movie is for the first act. The second act is, you know, they finally become aware that people are turning into these zombies or these rage type people due to this virus. And yeah, I mean, it works. It really does. And then in the third act, again, I'm trying my best not to give spoilers here. I'm kind of sounding vague a little bit, but in the third act, they get out of the elevator, okay? And then, you know, there's like the hallway scenes and stuff like that. But, you know, for the most part, this movie is really good. Some of the, you know, in the first act a little bit, it might drag just a little bit. Some of the dialogue isn't the best. But again, zero budget movie. But once the action starts, and I will give one little spoiler, like someone in the elevator eventually becomes infected and they have to deal with him. You know, but the gore is okay for a zero budget. The acting, you know, the zombies look kind of like old school type, you know, Romero-ish, Tom Savini type, maybe. Yeah, and the other thing too that I liked is they're not running zombies. Okay, this movie would really falter if they had running zombies. The movie The End had running zombies in it, but it had a huge budget. Okay, so they could do a lot more camera angles and a lot more shoots and a lot more gore and just a lot more going on. This movie, they didn't do that. Again, they don't have the budget. They probably could only do, you know, one shot at best, maybe two. And it worked. It did. You know, I'm not trying to sell this film. Again, I don't owe these guys anything. And there'll be people in the comments that'll rag on me, oh, this movie's terrible, or, you know, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm just giving you my fucking opinion, okay? If you don't like what I have to say, then fuck off and go somewhere else. But I did like this movie. I didn't think I was going to. After I watched the trailer and after I read his little description, I thought, okay, this guy's making excuses up already. This movie's going to be fucking terrible, and it's not. It's actually well put together. Yes, it has tons of stuff wrong with it, but again, if you like this low budget style, and it takes a very serious tone too. You know, they're not trying to make stupid little one-line jokes and stuff like that. For the most part, they try and keep it as serious as they can. The tension is there when it needs to be. It's you know, they try and make it as realistic as they possibly can, which I appreciated. So, I don't know, in the end, I would say definitely give this one a rent and give it a watch when it does come out. Again, I don't know the exact date. I believe it comes out on Amazon Prime in January. So you're probably going to rent a movie like this for $4 or $5. So, I mean, really, what are you losing? But I liked it. To give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 6. I wish I had a little more background on this movie so I could see, you know, because he said like they built their own sets, or a lot of them. And I'd like to see what they had to do and what they had to go through before they actually started shooting. So, but anyways, it's called Deadlocked. The other thing, too, that I liked, there's two quick things, and then I'll stop rambling here, is, okay, so when the criminal, who is played by Kyle English, Mason, comes in, he's a prick. Okay, he's one of the antagonist assholes who you just want to punch in the face every time you see him. But at a certain point in this movie, something happens, and he stops being that prick. And like I've always said this, why, when we have these style of movies, do we always have to have this one guy who just wants to fuck everything up for everyone? But it doesn't happen here. They actually do what I want movies to do sometimes, and that's where they all fucking gel together to try and survive. You know, I might be a little bit of a spoiler, I don't know, but that was the other thing that really worked for me in this movie, is at a certain point, you know, we all have conflict, but then something goes off in our head, and it's like, we can't fucking fight, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be a dickhead anymore. We have to work together as a group, And that's what they do. And I really did appreciate that, the way they brought that together. And I do appreciate the ending, because it really isn't an ending. It's just kind of an opening for a sequel. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. But I don't know, man. I really did kind of dig this movie. I thought it was way better than I thought it was going to be, and I'm going to give it a 6 rating. So anyways, it's called Deadlocked. It comes out in January. I highly recommend it. Again, like 0 to no budget. Just, you know, a lot of heart and soul trying to make a fucking movie. And I think for the most part, it paid off. And I think you guys will really like this one. Again, first act, a little bit slow because there's a lot of conversation in the elevator. But it's only an hour and 18 minutes. So it's not like you're sitting there for 2 hours. So anyways, give it a shot when it comes out. Let me know what you think, guys. And as always,